Okay, so this is how to add a detailed invoice into the program. And you're going to start, you see the little blue dot beside supplier? You're going to start typing the supplier's name. So for example, this is Napa. You start typing NAP, and by then a drop down appears and you select your supplier from that drop down. Alright, now that you've selected from the drop down the supplier's name, it will automatically populate as shown here. When you click on date of invoice, click in the rectangle box to the right of the blue dot, a calendar will appear, and the date that appears on the invoice is the date you would select. In this case, you see it highlighted in yellow. So we're going to put the cursor on 31, click it, and it's going to automatically populate the date. As you see here, the date was automatically populated. Alright, every invoice has an invoice number, typically from your suppliers and other organizations. But anyhow, the invoice number that appears on the invoice that you're entering, you would enter that invoice number manually in that box to the right of the blue dot. Alright, your PO number goes in this box, and I can recommend how I've done it for years. I've always used the customer's invoice as the PO number, so I gotta link them documents together. But enter your PO number, just type it into the box to the right of that blue dot. The total amount is the total amount on the invoice. So in this case it's $7.34. So you would manually type that in, just 7.34. Now you'll start typing the part number and a pop-up will appear. If the number that you're searching for is in that drop down, you can select it from there. What it's going to do, if the part has ever been selected before, it's going to automatically populate. If the part number was not recognized and it didn't automatically populate, at this point you're going to type in the part name. Okay, now you're going to enter the price, and the price is the price of the actual part. Okay, we're going to talk about category and subcategory right now. Now those, once you start entering invoices into the program's going to remember those part numbers and part names. And as soon as you start to type the part number, a drop down will appear. You may spot that part number very quickly from the drop down, select it from there, or just continue to type the part number in there. The category is going to automatically populate the category desired for that particular supplier. So it will just automatically appear. If it is not exactly what you want it to be, there is a little drop down arrow in the category and subcategory box which will give you other options to choose from when it comes to category and subcategory. If it's already been determined while you're entering this invoice that the part needs to be returned or has a core, now is the time to do that. So what you would do is you would just hover over the little box that says return or core, whichever the case may be. Click on that, and that will alert the program that this part needs to be returned, and subsequently it's going to take you to another page where you can create a return slip. Okay, so you've selected the return box. Now if you go down to the bottom of the screen where it says next, there's a blue dot there beside next. You hit the next button and it's going to take you to the next screen. On this screen, the only thing that you're going to have to do is to verify that the information is correct, and then you're going to select a reason for the return. And in this case, it's a new return. But to the right of new return, you see that drop down arrow. You click on that drop down arrow and you can select from a list of different types of returns. Once you get that selected, you go down to the bottom and you hit the save button, and that's going to take us to the next screen. What you're going to see on the next screen, which is the screen you're looking at now, is basically all the information that you're creating the return for. So once you verify that the information is correct, then you're going to hit the print button, and then it's going to take you to another screen. The form you see on the left there is the actual return slip, and you've got the option now to print. Obviously you want to select 2 copies, one for you and one for the driver picking up the part. Now you'll notice down there by the blue dot there's a place to put notes or signature. The notes would be any situation that may occurred with the part that you think should be noted. You can put that message in there. And then secondly, when a driver who's picking the part up, he would sign in that box, and you would keep the signed copy and you would give him the other copy. Now over on the other side, you're going to see a couple blue dots, and the blue dots are just there to identify what I'm talking about. It's easier for you to locate that area. Okay, the paper, you can go into custom settings on this print screen, and if it says 100% in this box, you want to lower that until you get everything on one page and then leave it set at that, because sometimes this will go into 2 pages and then you got a partial page. So if you just change the settings and reduce the size, you can get it all on one page. And then down at the bottom you have the next, or print, I'm sorry, the print sign. You hit print, and obviously your printer's going to print you a couple copies, and at that point you're ready to have the part picked up, signed for, and the Return Solutions program is going to track all this for you. It's very, very convenient.